Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to another amazing game of Owlet Season 4. Today we have Hyperion against Otter Oxide. My name is Mustard. Here with me is Solar. Hello, how you doing?
Hello, Mustard. I'm doing great. It's going to be a really interesting match tonight. Doesn't have too much impact on the standings anymore, but still going to be a fun match to watch.
Yeah. So remember, top 3 from each division make it into the playoffs for the season. Since Phoenix and Volume 0 no longer are able to break into third place, the division is locked. The top 3 have been determined. It's just a matter of who is in the top 3. So Hyperion and Otter Oxide still looking to win this, as seeding it is based off of the overall standings here. So yeah, overall standings, Otter Oxide in a third with Hyperion in 8th. So definitely an interesting look overall.
Yeah, it's going to be not much of a difference for Hyperion. They could have potential to climb a little bit up above maybe Beefers, Crusaders, definitely DCR, but Otter Oxide, it's just looking like they could be knocked into maybe 4th or 5th depending on this match, or if they win, then they'll be securely in 3rd pretty much.
Yeah, so both these teams definitely do want to win this match. The winner of this match, depending on how the game itself goes and next week's games as well, will determine the seeding for this group. So definitely want to win here, and not the time to slack off just yet. Especially if you're Otter Oxide, you can still chase that perfect stage.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a good match, I'm sure. So it's gonna be a little difficult on Otter Oxide's end. It looks like they've subbed out both of their DPS. So they have a Ringer in for Hawk, and they have Miraculous instead of McNewbie.
Yeah, interesting. Definitely interesting. I want to see how they're able to perform. I mean, currently they're 6-0 in map score. They're 2-0 in match score. So I want to see how they do with this Ringer, with the substitute coming in, as we hop into Busan for our first map.
So starting on Sanctuary here, I want to see what Otter Oxide is going to run when they have Miraculous in and they have this Ringer DPS in. Are they going to opt for like the Sigma Ball comp, which is very DPS heavy, or are they going to try to stray away from something like that because it's DPS heavy, you know?
Oh yeah, it is interesting here. I think a lot hinges on the DPS performance here, especially in this current meta. DPS have such a large impact state of the game. Looks like both teams going for the kind of the 6-man brawl here.
Yeah, and it looks like Otter Oxide might be going with the ball. Nope. Okay, trolling in spawn.
Of course. See, both teams rolling out here. Yeah, Otter Oxide looking to get the early, kind of first step here. A lot of damage being taken from both sides. The King pumping out a lot of damage. I remember seeing him either last week or 2 weeks ago just put his team on his back, and just a lot of damage being done, but not a lot of kills. Hacked up though is Bishop. Nice play from Oakley. Are they able to confirm the kill? Not quite. Looks like the fight is just going to keep to evolve further. Miraculous is down. Swifter falls extremely low, but Felix Penguin might be able to help Hyperion seal the deal here with the Coalescence. The King picks up 2. That should just be the end of the fight here. First cap should be going Hyperion's way.
Yeah, they just had a fight right there at the choke, going back and forth and back and forth. But the hack came out on Bishop, and that just seemed to kind of sway away from Otter Oxide, and they just couldn't get out the Coalescence in time when Hyperion was able to.
Yeah, so unfortunately, gotta go back to spawn. They do have both supportals for Otter Oxide. Let's see how they use them. See if anything happens. The engagement here looks like it's a nice hack onto Yellow Cello. Hacked up, unable to use any abilities. 5-man EMP. Muzzy does not get caught out though, so he is able to save his team with the feed here, as both teams just continue to tackle each other, telling each other like it is a fight at the playground. The King is the first to fall and miss all the chaos. Oh, and a death blossom from Swifters as well, just to make sure that everyone on Hyperion will not live to tell the tale of the point. Yep.
Yeah,
there it
great
is.
job from Big Muzzy from hiding from that EMP, you know. It looked like it was going to go in favor of Hyperion, but Otter Oxide comes out with the 5-man Lucio ult and saves it back. And they didn't really have to commit too much into that, so they still have their tank ults, but they're going to be looking into a beat here, so let's see how they handle that.
Yeah, both tank ults into a beat. I'd say if you try to just force it from the Lucio with a primal, that should be good as one. But Hyperion getting... Oh, looks like they beat engage instead. Yellow Cello gets hacked up, unable to even reset the mech with the self-destruct ultimate as he gets demeched. Bishop going wild in the backline with with the primal rage. Looks like unable to confirm any kills, just making chaos. But it's just enough for Miraculous to get 2 kills, and the Diva mech is just turning the fight from the clutches. They did get an early pick off on the Yellow Cello's mech, but Otter Oxide able to clutch it out. Miraculous showing he is a Miraculous player.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like the McCree Reaper is working for them on this point here. It seems like Hyperion's having a little bit of trouble engaging in on them with all of that close range impact damage. With them being on the Reaper Sombra, they have less poke and more of just like a quick engage on them. So it looks like they're gonna have to like figure out a better way to get in on Otter Oxide if they want to win this map here.
Oh yeah, for sure. EMP, early engagement from Oakley. It catches 5. Does not catch the Reaper though. Swifters dropping the Death Blossom out. Looks like Miraculous as well, just pulling up Miraculous pace. Gets to the King with the Death Blossom, but is instantly taken out. Yellow Cello with the self-destruct just to seal the deal. It's going to be a scramble to touch from Hyperion as the timer takes down 96%. Will anyone even be able to make it onto the point? And no.
And it looks like not. Yeah, so Hyperion was looking good in the first half there, but Otter Oxide just came back with, when they took point, it just didn't look like Hyperion could do much about it. They had a lot of trouble engaging. Otter Oxide was playing quicker than them, and they just weren't using their ults like properly, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, the ultimate usage could have been better. A lot of engagements definitely could have been taken a lot faster for Hyperion. You gotta play on a higher cadence, especially with the Sombra. You have to be on a faster tempo as compared to normal, especially after you get a nice hack. Then.
I like to see the one fight where they tried to engage with the Lucio ult, but it just wasn't enough. Some a little team coordination errors as everyone's a little split apart there.
Yeah, and on the topic of split apart, that's the opposite of what you want to do against this comp, especially when you're playing against the Mei. You see the Mei being in play here for Swifters. Oh my god. Where was Miraculous? He's just gone. He is just gone. Simply disappeared. Leicester picks up another one onto Bishop on the retreat. So Hyperion on the back of a very heroic pick there from Leicester, and presumably just an out of place Miraculous. They just take the first fight just like that.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see how they fare without the Lucio getting a pick at the start of a fight, because they're going to be playing into a Mei here. And as we saw yesterday with the Phoenix game, you know, you try to run Brawl v Brawl without a Mei, they control the tempo, and it's going to be an uphill battle the whole time pretty much. Yeah,
and on the topic of uphill, that's where Hyperion has to go. They have to walk up the stairs to make it over to Otter Oxide, who has claimed the high ground. They are the attacking team. Yep, they have claimed high ground. Oakley able to pick off Swifters though with the help of the Amplification Matrix and the High Noon as well, getting one on his counterpart. Flash and the Fan. Big Muzzy boops off the King, but I don't think that will be enough for them to flip this point just yet. But anything can happen here on Mecha Base. Both teams still just scrambling on the point, picking up the stragglers. Yeah, Hyperion do come out on top of a very scrappy fight.
Yeah, right now it's kind of difficult to tell what's going on. The Mei walls are seeming a little bit lackluster coming from Swifters, which is to be expected, is the ringer, and they just don't have much coordination, it seems like, because they should be punishing this comp more with the Mei. It's difficult to see, but we're going to go into this fight with a lot of ults, so let's see how Otter Oxide tries to take this.
Yeah, you see a nice counterpin though, which Reinhardt will fall. Looks like neither of them, but Felix Penguin does have to invest the Immortality Field. The beat coming out from Leicester as the Blizzard from Swifters is dropped. The King gets booped off again. I think he just wants to swim in the water. I mean, I don't know.
The king of the water.
The king of the water.
It just looked like Otter Oxide just got a huge blizzard there, and they weren't able to rotate out quick enough. But Hyperion is going to come back with a bunch of ults here. They're coming up on about 5 ults. And see.
Oh, but the early shatter though, and the nice Maywall from Swifters as Hyperion try to push up that staircase. Yeah, that's just instant cleanup. That was
really
a clean
fight. Yeah. But Hyperion didn't invest anything into that, so they're just going to come back with all their ults again. I believe Bishop used Shatter there.
Oh, they learned their lesson. They've gone to the other side of Busan. Looks like the Maywall was unsuccessful, but it does stall out the High Noon. The Amplification Matrix from Jumpy invested already, and Lexi's self-destruct. They get caught on a corner. Death Blossom here from the King, but he just gets taken out by Swifter. He says, yeah, I don't care. You can do that all you want. Felix Penguin with an Amplification Matrix of his own just to try to make things even in this fight. But Swifter's dropping the Blizzard just secures all these kills for Otter Oxide. They just look like they've just turned a new leaf here.
It just does not look good for Hyperion at this point. They invested 5 ults into that fight, and they still couldn't get any mileage on them. They tried to use like 3 ults out of the gate right there off of the choke, but they were stopped by that High Noon and Window, and they really couldn't get any value out of them.
Yeah, and now you just have that the King is on May now, so no more Reaper shenanigans. It is not Friday, so I do understand the swap. As Shatter coming down from Bishop, it doesn't lay anyone on the ground. He gets taken out immediately. Last year getting another one on a Miraculous means that Otter Oxide are down 2 players. It is a 6v4 for Hyperion. If they win a fight, it has to be now, considering overtime is starting to tick down. Jumpy is getting bullied by May.
That May swap really helped them out there. I don't think that the other team was really expecting it. The King just came in on May, walled their Rhine, who's a little too far up, and he got punished for it.
Yeah, and on the topic of punish, this is the last fight, so whoever gets Maywalled will be severely punished by losing the round here. 99, just barely, I think Big Muzzy goes in for the touch, but nice shatter from Jesus Streak lays Bishop and Swifters on the ground and taken out immediately, so just domination from Hyperion on to reciprocate after what looked very grim there towards the middle of the round. They're able to clutch it out in the end and take us to a 3rd round of Busan.
Yeah, it just seemed like Otter Oxide seemed to slow down a little bit at the end there. They were taking faster engages, they were catching the rotates quicker, but it just seemed like they got caught out near the end and they couldn't come back on it. You know, they took Hyperion took the fight with 82% of the point left, and Otter Oxide just had to come right out of spawn with little to no plan, little to no ults, and then they got shattered. Not too much they had to do there. They should have probably rotated over to the right, but it got Maywalled. It just looked like Hyperion was just ready for everything there.
Yeah, and let's see if they're ready for this comp. They're looking to go for a more dive comp. You have the Ana, you have Echo. So more dive comp here, pick style versus the brawl on the side of Otter.
Interesting to see the Widow here, though. Let's see if Oakley can get any value on this.
Yeah, I'm interested. Widow it's been a while since we've seen a Widow play.
Yeah, a little bit of an off meta pick.
It's been a while since we'll see a Widow play. Oakley gets taken out. Felix Penguin's down 2, but Big Muzzy and a mech being taken from Otter Oxide, but it doesn't matter. You've taken out the rest of Hyperion, so they will be getting the first cap here.
Yeah, and it looks like the Widowmaker is going to swap on over to Sombra here, so they're going to play more of a 6-man rush style comp rather than a slow kind of poke comp.
Yeah, they are opting to mirror with in play style, not in heroes, but in play style. So yeah, let's see how that mirror turns out. You see the fight starting to break out here. Oh, I think Bishop got hacked up. Maybe gets taken out instantly there. Oakley putting in work on the Sombra once again. Jumpy does have the coalescence already, but he gets juggled off the map by Jesus Freak. But Big Muzzy able to get a boop onto Jesus Freak as he tried to get back up onto the point, and Swifter is taking out 3 with that Death Blossom. Otter Oxide just barely losing that Moira early and still able to clutch it out, and Bishop returning to the fight. So Just
that really looked like it was going to go
ooh.
in Hyperion's favor, but Swifters is just popping off on the Reaper right now, showing that the ringer status does not matter.
It is the ringer buff, after all. It has been known to occur.
It's going to be a little difficult for Hyperion here. They don't have many ults. They are coming up on the EMP, though, so let's see how Otter Oxide handles that, and they're down one.
Ooh, Bishop, he just got hacked up, but Oakley gets pulse bombed. Definitely not something you see every day. Sombra getting pulse bombed as Lexi is just moving around, zooming around the map. Hyperion aggressed towards the point here, looking to play this even fight. A self-destruct into the back line, unable to get any. Oh, never mind. I guess Miraculous Yellow Cello with one of their own, but does not get any value. Never mind. It gets a mech. I missed that one. Lice through. Jesus Freak picking up kills. A beat from Big Muzzies. He wants to continue to fight it out. I don't know if that's exactly what you want to do when you're down so many players. And with the Sombra that can just hack you up like that, Bishop's just taken out again. The King with a with a clean up Blossom here. 99% though for Otter Oxide, so they're in a very good position to win this round.
Yeah, I mean, they're in just one fight territory right now, but they don't really have much in the ult department, and it's definitely possible for Hyperion still to come back and, you know, cycle their ults just well. And if Otter Oxide doesn't know how to engage with this EMP here.
Yeah, on the topic of the engagement of the EMP, I think they did that pretty cleanly there. Jesus Freak, as well with the Primal, just to seal the deal on that team fight. Just fast engaged, they just EMP'd, they went in. This is what you want to see. If you are a Hyperion fan, you want to see these engages.
Yeah, unfortunately for Hyperion, though, they're going to be going into this next fight with pretty much no ultimates online, so they're going to have to play really smart here if they want to try and secure this against Otter Oxide.
Yeah, 3 ults to none. We'll see what happens here. Maybe they have the power of family to carry them here as Otter Oxide engages with the Death Blossom, able to pick off Lyceru, gets hacked out of it, but Jumpy with the Coalescence makes sure he stays nice and topped up. Felix Penguin builds up a Coalescence, but instantly gets taken out. Lexi throwing themselves onto the point, just in an effort to stall it out. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think Hyperion will be able to clutch this one out anymore as final touch from Jesus Freak, but that should be all she wrote, and Otter Oxide will be picking up Busan.
It looks like the power of family wasn't enough to stop the Reaper shotguns from going into their entire team. Unfortunately, it looks like that map is going to Otter Oxide. A pretty close match though from Hyperion. Maybe not what some viewers were expecting considering the standings.
Yeah,
you know,
Hyperion
it
definitely
happens
looks like a really strong
sometimes on
team.
control.
Yeah, it is also control, but Otter Oxide definitely saying, hey guys, we want to have a golden stage. We don't want to drop a map this entire stage. And they're definitely showing that here just by saying, hey guys, we're just gonna go at them, dropping a map, guys. And that performance definitely shows here. You see Otter Oxide just, especially Swifters, the ringer, able to pull out such heroics on Reaper, just clutching the fight on multiple occasions. It's just amazing stuff.
So it looks like we're going to go to a little bit of a break here before the next map. Little production changes.
Yeah, so yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. There'll be more amazing Owlet action after this, because again, it is first to 3. So don't go anywhere. We have more action coming on the other side of this break. Hey, what is up, guys? We are back. I told you, more action will be coming. I don't tell lies in this household. Still me, still mustard, still solar here. So we, apologize for the little brief, little break there. Had to change up some things with the lobby. So yeah, we're back. We have Rialto as our next map. So what shenanigans are we gonna?
It's gonna be a little interesting to see on like a non-control setting because control has these like really niche like comps that you can run, and it's like a weird dynamic compared to the other game modes. So now that we're on a payload map, it'll be interesting to see whether Hyperion or Otter Oxide will really start to show like if one of the other is more dominant, because it's kind of hard to tell in control, especially with the control map being as close as it was. I mean, it definitely wasn't a dominant win for Otter Oxide.
Yeah, Otter Oxide did struggle. They did drop around there on Busan, but maybe we could just chalk it up to control. It's control is always an enigma in the Overwatch game. Anything can happen on control.
Exactly, and on a more team-based game mode kind of like payload, you've got to think more about like when you're pushing cart versus when you're pushing up, when you want to take fights, how many fights are you going to try to take. It might show a little bit on Otter Oxide that they have this ringer in on DPS if they're unable to coordinate really well with him. So it'll be interesting to see how that'll go.
Yeah, so yeah, I want to see what they roll out on, because no swaps here for either team. Both teams just keeping the same roster in. Yeah, I want to see how they adapt to Rialto. Playstyle is definitely just a little different from what we saw in Busan. Actually, Busan with such diverse maps here. I want to see what these teams turn out on. I don't think Otter Oxide can continue running this 6-man rush here on Rialto. So
we have seen it before, though. We have
seen it before.
Who do we see? We've seen Beefers run some 6-man rush here. I believe Hyperion might have run it as well. Definitely saw it in the Beefers Paradise match. Remember that one. So it'll be interesting to see what they try to run.
So yeah, we get a little peek. You see on the left we have Otter Oxide on the defense first here. Looks like they're just going to be running a more standard rush comp, with the Ryan Diva. No May though, which I personally believe might be a bit of an issue, especially on Rialto.
Yeah, I personally don't like to see teams run without the May, but maybe they feel more confident in the Reaper. Maybe their Reaper would be better overall. And I'm not going to put any stock into the team I see on attack right now until they walk out of spawn.
Looks like they're going for double shield, double sniper in the attack here for Hyperion. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if, Otter Oxide can get these quick engagements without a May versus this spam comp.
Yeah.
Especially with the Widow. Another interesting Widow pick.
Oh, that is a nice early pick from the King on to Miraculous. So Otter Oxide already fighting a man down, and the fight hasn't even started. They're just getting free card push right now.
Yeah, interesting rotations coming out here, but it looks like that Hyperion will take the high ground, and Otter Oxide's forced into a more difficult position here.
Yeah, Bishop doesn't have a shield. This is not good. You have that was quite a pull I just saw on the yellow cello. But looks like Otter Oxide aggressing onto the stragglers from Hyperion, who just did not rotate to the high ground with the rest of the team. Bishop picking up 2. Swifter's getting one on the Lexi, so
it definitely looked like that Otter Oxide were on the back pedal there, but they just let their backline a little too far away from them. And Bishop was like, let's go team, let's go, we gotta get an advantage. We're stuck in a corner, time to go. And they just went on in and they did their thing.
Time to press W, yes honey. But I feel like Hyperion needed to be a little more aggressive there, but not right now, because there is a window in play. Dragon Strike from the King just to kind of zone off everyone from that window, but it still doesn't stop Felix Penguin and Oakley from falling though. So once again, Otter Oxide taking the advantage here, aggressing onto the, you know, the standstill Orisa Sigma of Hyperion.
It, definitely some interesting first two fights, because it looked like both times that Hyperion had the advantage, you know, with D.Va out of mech there, and then the first fight, they had Otter Oxide pressed back into the corner. But just some really good DPS plays on the second part, and Bishop with the aggression on the first point. There just wasn't much that Hyperion did to stop them from walking into their team.
Yeah, and as you can see, they're just going to mirror. They're just going to play the rush here. They're just going to match them, and they're going to take this high ground. Window coming out from Felix Penguin, but he still falls. It's still not going to be enough. The King falling as well. Hyperion just keep getting melted. They just can't exist. I don't know what else
really
to say.
Aggressive window is too little too late, and unfortunately it looks like they're going to stagger the D.Va here a little bit. Oh, you hate to see it. And you know, after all of that, it looks like that Otter Oxide is going to be going into this with 6 ults to 1, despite being up so many fights. They haven't had to use hardly anything.
Ah, that is also the thing, because the Isuru was on Zenyatta to start the round. She just stayed on it because you had Transcendence. There it is, Transcendence, looking to keep Jesus Freak alive as he is split off. Ooh, nice eat from Lexi, but Bishop just picked up a new pair of Crocs, knocks both the tanks down onto the ground. Swifters getting one onto Oakley. That's the first casualty, make it the second. The King falls as well. 4 out of 6 of the ults from Otter Oxide have been invested here, versus probably just 1 from Lysaru, who was most likely looking to switch here. So I'd say that's a trade you take.
It's really difficult to take this rush 1v1 when you have the Zen instead of the Lucio, but it looks like they're finally going to be swapping out a Lucio for the last fight here. Pretty even on ultimates. You know, Hyperion might be able to get out this window here and make something happen, but they've got to watch out for Swifters on the Reaper here with his ult.
Yeah, you see there it is. Jesus Freak going in. There is a Swifters in your back line. Looks like Jesus Freak gets one onto the support.
Oakley with the massive pulse bomb, but it might not be enough.
Yeah, it might not be enough, as you did mention. Swifters and Miraculous coming up big. It is a fairly... It is probably still anyone's round right now, as Lexi's taking off too. Make that... Whoa! Yellow Cello! Just barely able to get back in the mech. Jesus Freak is back on the ball, just for the touch.
It does look like Hyperion is gonna be able to maybe take this fight here, but Otter Oxide
Bishop has shattered.
1v1 and they haven't
There it
even
is.
out yet.
Bishop has shattered. Lexi and Felix Penguin are on the ground. Felix is just barely able to stay alive using the Immortality Field and the window there. The King getting one on a Big Muzzy with the high noon. Oakley getting one on to Swifters. Hyperion are in a good position to continue taking this fight, but Miraculous picks off too. But
Miraculous,
Bishop,
no, do not take our point.
Miraculous trying to prove that his name is actually real. He is living up to his name right now. Jesus Freak finally taking him out. Lexi getting demaxed. I think this is the end of the attack for Hyperion, but
it looks
as
like
I say that,
Otter Oxide just came back.
coming out, is anyone able to touch?
Maybe that's it.
But Jesus Freak has mines now. He's gonna have to drop it. There it is. He drops the mines on the point, looking to get just a smidgen more distance. Yellow Cello is on the high ground and is able to re-mech. This man does not die. This is the 3rd mech he's had this fight.
But Miraculous is back. Will he kill everyone again?
Will Miraculous kill 6?
It
Will
looks
he
like
live
they're
up to his
going
name?
to be regrouping here, though, so they're gonna try and get one more fight here. It looks like Hyperion, they're pretty much even on ults here.
There it is. Oh, nice
Oakley.
stick from Oakley just to deny value from that high noon. The King as well on the flank, able to get a punch onto Bishop, trading out his life for the Reinhardts. 5v4, but defenders advantage here on this stage of Rialto first. And you see they're stalling this out just so well. And the beat as well from Lysaru, just barely keeping everyone alive. Swifters with the Meteor Strike.
No.
Bishop. Just that was a nasty shatter, laying down 5 people on the ground, and that is the end of the attack for
And it's
Hyperion.
finally over.
It is finally over.
Extremely long, scrappy fights from both teams, but it looks like Otter Oxide was just had the better, scrappier fight. You know, the DPS getting a lot of picks throughout the chaos on both sides, but it just looks like Otter Oxide was able to come back stronger and faster.
Yeah, just amazing stuff coming out from both teams.
Yeah, I'd like to see both teams try to, you know, confirm these fights quicker, but I mean, as the longer, more stall fights that you get are just favor the defense. You know, you're running down that clock the whole time, and that's kind of what Otter Oxide wants. And they managed to not really lose a fight too badly, and they always came back. So Hyperion just wasted so much time not confirming those kills.
That overtime was 2.5 minutes. Because you start the round with 4 minutes to push. And the match timer is at 3:82 seconds, as you can see on the broadcast there. So that was definitely an insane overtime for Hyperion. Just being able to stall it out that long is a feat in and of itself.
Definitely. I mean, they just came back with the stall. I mean, they staggered it pretty well, like on purpose. And they just weren't getting killed enough, honestly. Like the fights were just going too long, so they were able to just get their teams back over and over again. And Hyperion just was over and over again, just had to kill each member of Otter Oxide, and they just kept coming back, and they just couldn't do it long enough. Otter Oxide just had the better stamina there.
Yeah, Swifters on the scouting Sombra. They scouted the comp there. Yeah, swaps accordingly. There it is, there's the Mei. Pretty standard stuff here for Rialto Gaming. All here.
Gonna be a little interesting to see the King on the Hanzo here instead of the Mei. They're gonna be playing more of a poke than taking engagements, and it looks like it's gonna show here.
That first wall just so devastating from Swifters. Isolates Oakley, takes him out immediately. Just, I mean, yeah, it's just like the actual Glasses brand. It's just like what Luxottica did the real actual Glass. Took him out. There it is. Now we have both immortality fields used, but it's still a scrappy fight. Card is getting continuously pushed.
Surprising lack of casualties there. As
just as we
Hyperion just managed to live for a very long time there.
Just as we brought it up, though, Hyperion does get taken out.
Unfortunately, not how they want to be taken out. You don't want to stagger this hard. It's going to be much more difficult for them to get a clean fight in here. Especially with this D.Va falling extremely late. Unfortunate for Lexi.
Yeah, Felix Penguin also having to use the immortality field just to get out with his life means he's not going to have it for this engagement, which could be the difference maker. Immortality field, probably one of the dumbest abilities, most broken abilities in the game. Both windows invested from both teams. Dragon Strike now from the King, able to pick off Swifters actually. Miraculous on the high ground, channeling the high noon. Yeah, just gets eaten. The Shatter though, able to lay down 3. Miraculous in the back line, just flashing and fanning. He gets taken out by the King. Hyperion actually have a chance to win this defense here with Lysaru's beat on top, just to make sure that everyone stays nice and healthy while they aggress onto the stragglers here. Hyperion, clean fight, but definitely not the cleanest. Does not look hopeful.
Yeah, it looked a little slow at the beginning, but they took a little long to confirm some kills, but it definitely was in their favor pretty much the whole time there. And it looks like it's going to continue to be in their favor as they're coming up on about 5 ults here. But Swifters might be able to get this Mei ult in before they really have a counter to it, so it'd be interesting to see what happens there.
Yep, you see Otter Oxide taking the high ground. Scouted out by the Hanzo, so everyone's just going to leave. Just going to back off here, play the cart. 1 minute, 23 seconds to defend.
Yeah, they've really got to stay back here. This Mei wall's going to do a number on them. They try to take a close engagement.
Oh, that is an aggressive engagement indeed. The Blizzard as well. Lexi tried to do something, but unfortunately unable to get back into mech after using the self-destruct. Oakley with the high noon takes out Big Muzzy. The Shatter from Jesus Freak unable to take anyone out. And as Oakley gets wiped off the face of the earth, I think that is it for the defense from Hyperion. No one else is going to be able to touch, and Otter Oxide take another clean win here on Rialto, taking a match point against Hyperion.
Yeah, it just looked like that Hyperion was having a lot of difficulty trying to play into that Mei. I mean, a lot of people were just out of position, really, not realizing that, especially the McCree and the D.Va, they're like trying to sit there contesting them on high ground, but you can't really contest a whole team 1v6, especially if they're gonna wall you and freeze you. So they're just the early pick there on Lexi was just huge for them, and Otter Oxide just took it, and there's nothing really Hyperion could do. They had more ults and they used them properly, and that was all she wrote for Hyperion.
Yeah, if you're Hyperion, you need to clean up your rotations. You need to clean up your communications and your ultimate usage, because it's just not looking good right now.
Yeah. So what I want to see from Hyperion here on map 3 onward, hopefully, they really need to clean up like where they have their DPS and their diva. It seems that there's like a lack of communication between them and the main tank about where they're going and what they're doing, because we just see these stragglers getting picked off almost every fight, and that positioning is just making it extremely hard for Hyperion to really do much against Otter Oxide, because they can't get a whole team fight in. They're like constantly taking these 5v6s.
Yeah, and on the topic of 5v6s, we're gonna be back in 5 minutes. So, definitely how a 5v6 feels like in Overwatch, especially in your comp games. It just feels like forever. And I do apologize. This break will definitely feel like forever, as you will eagerly await the conclusion of Hyperion versus Otter Oxide on the other side of this break. I know this was the longest 5 minutes of your life, just waiting for this match to return. We're back. Hyperion versus Otter Oxide, Season 4 of Owlet here. We're going on the King's Row, everyone's favorite map, as it seems. So, what are you looking forward to here, Solar?
I really want to see how both teams are going to go in, like, did they run the Mei or did they not run the Mei? Because I feel like both teams already have decided we don't want to run Mei right now, so we're going to run this instead. And it seems like they're back and forth with that, and it almost seems like the Mei wins every time. So I want to see if they both bring out the Mei here, or maybe they both don't bring out the Mei here. Maybe they don't even play Rush here. It'd be interesting to see. There's actually a couple things they can run here, you know. We've seen teams like Los Beefers, Rogue Dragons run stuff other than, you know, standard Rush here. So it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, King's Row has always been an enigma. It's always been the honorable thing to lock Reinhardt on King's Row, but we've seen many a team deviate from the status quo, especially recently with the interesting meta that we are currently in, to put it lightly.
A lot of 6-man Rush variant stuff.
Yeah. And looks like both teams do just want to take a very typical Rush comp, run it back at them. So I want to see both these teams roll out with a Mei, because King's Row, tight corners, tight corridors, a Mei is going to be so devastating. And we've seen in the last 2 maps that the team with the Mei tends to come out on top.
Yeah, pretty much. Not going to put any stock into what the King is on right now over on Hyperion. I want to see if they do run out on the Mei, though. Probably just using this Widow to scout here, but looks like they're not going to be peeking out too much.
Yeah, I don't know if Widow can really get anything done, so definitely the call.
Okay,
we'll see.
It looks like they're sticking on the Symmetra and the Junkrat.
Symmetra Junkrat is interesting, because you have so much shield pressure and so much burst potential, and just the fact that you can just teleport.
Yeah, I want to see what they're going to do here with this teleport, if they're even going to use it.
Bishop barely unable to MTD. Stuff and Things is in right now, and Optic as well, so tank line swap, didn't mention that earlier. The King getting one on to Swifters, so Hyperion looking poised to win this fight as the Mei is down. They're going to aggress here. That's a main tank difference, if I've ever seen one. The pin there from Bishop. Stuff and Things, though, stays alive, gets 2, and wins the fight. Goes Hyperion.
Yeah, it looks like Otter Oxide got a little split there, and Hyperion definitely took advantage of it. You know, they were taking them out one by one, and the charge coming out over there on Bishop. Definitely, unlike what we've seen before, Stuff and Things is coming in here trying to save his team from getting 3-0'd.
Yeah, we'll see if Stuff and Things is able to pull it off. Main tank gameplay here, as he does have the Shatter going into this fight.
Yeah, we're going to see the TP come out and get destroyed immediately. Well, anyway, it looks like Hyperion has the ult advantage here, coming in with 4 ults in the windows. So it's going to be a little hard to contest, but Otter Oxide has a window of their own, so they definitely have a chance here.
Well, who needs a window when you just have a wall? Oakley is going to place that one straight down. The teleporter into the backline as well with the tire. Yellow Cello able to catch out the King while he is channeling the Rip Tire, but Jumpy and Bishop. Oh, they fall
all over the place with the tire. He's so slippery, and Otter Oxide's unable to get away from it.
Yeah, that just a clean tire from the King, and he swaps onto McCree. So no harm, no foul. At the end of the day, it's just free value for Hyperion as they continue to take the space. I don't know if you want to be on the Echo here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having trouble seeing what they're trying to accomplish with the Echo pick here. I mean, I feel like a Mei would be extremely good, but Stuff and Things with the huge Shatter.
Sheesh! That is a 6-man Shatter for Stuff and Things, dude. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Otter Oxide here, you really need to make something happen. The Echo really needs to swap onto the Mei right here, I feel like. If they want to get some engagements going, they're kind of just getting poked out, surprisingly.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard for the Echo to get much value in the Rush comp.
Yeah, especially now you have the King on McCree, just makes it a lot harder. Shatter from Bishop, able to lay some people down on the ground, and the aggression on top of the hiding from Miraculous means that Otter Oxide get a
Oh.
few crucial picks.
Stuff and things getting miraculous there off the edge just to establish he's still doing stuff.
Yeah, establishing dominance. Goodbye,
Ooh.
Swifters.
That's going to be
That's all
both
I have to
DPS
say.
down for them. Yeah, they're going to have to back up. They can't take this engagement too quick, and that advantage they had winning the previous fight kind of goes away here.
Yeah, you see stuff and things, and Co moving up here. The window from Felix Penguin, the Graviton Surge from Optic. Looks like the self-destruct means that they're going to try to make sure that Hyperion cannot follow up on the grab. They trade out stuff and things for Miraculous. Jumpy getting one on the Lyceru. So Hyperion are on the back foot now, especially with that Echo Duplicate from Swifters copying the Reinhardt, just creating so much more space on top of the fact that Bishop is still on the field. So
Yeah, we finally got to see some value come out of that Echo pick. You know, it was a little lackluster at the beginning. It does look like Swifters is going to be going back to spawn to swap on to Mei.
there it is.
So this is going to be a little difficult, an uphill battle for Hyperion, seeing as they don't have a Mei of their own. They're going to have to engage with this Mei wall in mind.
Oh, unfortunate for Hyperion. That is a shatter right into the shield. But the King with a really nice Dragon Strike straight down the entire team of Otter Oxide. And yeah, Swifters just looking to stall at the point here. Clean
don't know.
Dragon placement. I don't really know what happened from Otter Oxide. They just stood in it.
Definitely. I don't think they were ready for it, and they were trying to take a quick engagement, but I don't know if it was a good idea for their DPS to stall like that. Now they're taking the fight 6v4. Will Hyperion take advantage of it?
On the topic of quick engagement, stuff and things with a really dangerous pin there, and looks like, yeah,
Miraculous.
he's just not in a position to guard his team. Miraculous getting to with the high noon. The window from Felix Penguin, I'm not a fan of this window. I'm not too
Yeah,
sure if you
it
can
looks
turn
like
the
a
fight,
lost
especially
fight.
not-
I would just save
yeah. Lyceru goes down, so I'm not a fan of that window whatsoever, because that's just an ultimate that you don't have for next fight. You have 3 minutes on the clock, but
Yeah, they
Very
they
risky.
do have a couple of ults coming in here for the next fight. You know, maybe they'll bring up the grab dragon. I mean, they're already 60 to their dragon, and they have their grab, and that'd be a pretty much guaranteed fight win for them. Like, they don't really have the beat if they can get the window out, or sorry, the lamp out. But it looks like
Yeah.
they're gonna ult early to try and stop that.
yeah, so try to make sure the King can't build up any charge on his Dragon Strike. Ah, stuff and things isolated, stunned up, shattered, but finally stuff and things does fall. They're gonna press onto the Zarya. Optic not gonna be able to get out with his life, as Swifters has swapped onto the Reaper instead of the Mei, opting that the burst potential of a Reaper at close range is better than having a Mei with the isolation potential.
Yeah, that was really good fight from Otter Oxide. They ran down the clock quite a lot, stopping that grab dragon from coming, and they stopped the Hanzo from building the dragon at all. So they're just trying to get to that beat in time.
Yeah, and it looks like they will be able to do it. Oakley with the high noon and the amp speed. Miraculous is on the ground, but it does not look like the high noon will be able to get any value, as both teams are just kiting at the current moment.
The King is just clawing his way to get this dragon right now.
But
Can't seem to
I don't
get
think
it.
he's gonna need it.
Yeah, it
Oakley
looks
and
like they
stuff
might
and
be able to win
things.
this
Yeah.
without the combo
They-
at all.
Yeah, Hyperion comes up big, 2 picks. Yellow Cello with the self-destruct does get taken out by Oakley, unable to remake, but creates a lot of space. Does stall just a smidgen of time. Miraculous back with the high noon once again, takes out 2, and Swifters.
Miraculous.
Swifters is in your backline. The DPS from Otter Oxide, showing their
That might
prowess
have been
once
too
again.
much from them, honestly. I feel like the McCree and the Reaper were just both in prime position to just take out half the team by themselves, but I don't know if they needed to use both there, and they pretty much used everything except beat there, and they're looking into Hyperion with coming up on 6 ults pretty much.
A beat can weather the storm. Bishop does also have the shatter, which is known to produce big results. Big Muzzy, there it is. Oh! The Dragon's eaten! There is no grab dragon combo, so the beat is able to just provide extra padding, the shatter from stuff and things, and a beat from Lyceru as the King falls down. And you have, yeah, the window just
Really
to make sure.
late window
taking
on
the
the back
gas.
pedal there.
Goodbye, Oakley.
Yeah. Don't know how I feel about that window. I feel like the ults just could have come out sooner in the fight, and maybe they could have just had it, even with the dragon being eaten. But instead, they kind of just backpedaled and used them as they were backing up. It wasn't very effective for them.
I think the window was fine. It was able to create space while their Reinhardt was down, so it's, you know, just a temporary main tank. Bishop though,
no.
yeah, that's another main tank difference from Bishop, getting 2 off the window fire strike, getting a 3rd one onto his Reinhardt counterfire, and that should be the end of Hyperion's attack. Oakley will not be able to touch here, and 66 meters. If only you pushed it just a smidgen more.
Unfortunate for Hyperion. Bishop just he got to his limit on the 3rd point. You know, he's like, you shattered my whole team. You disrespected me. I'm gonna come back swinging. And Hyperion just weren't able to go any farther. You know, despite having 5 minutes on 3rd point, they just had a lot of trouble pushing through that that 2nd corner there.
Definitely a really great hold off the back of Miraculous. A miraculous hold, even. Just on the McCree. He just got away with high noons that he just shouldn't have gone away with.
Definitely, you know, he just kind of walked out in the open, but everyone was too focused on taking that 6v4 fight on the side that they weren't ready for McCree to come out on the other side. And he just took out half their team. Great plays from Miraculous, but a lot of misplays really from Hyperion are leading to their downfall here on that 3rd point. So hopefully they'll bring it out more on the defense.
Somewhere in the world.
Hopefully. You do see the king on the Mei. It is likely Swifters is just going to get a pick, swap onto that Mei as well. So
I think he's probably going to swap. He's just probably scouting. I'd be surprised to see him come out on this Widow pick, honestly. But we've seen
that'd be fun to see.
We've seen some wackier stuff on King's Row.
Yeah, there it is. It's an attempt to get a pick. Yep, there's the Mei and the Hanzo here.
Mei and Hanzo, so they're gonna opt out of the McCree for that more long-range damage, and he's gonna opt back onto the McCree. All right, so we've got. I think this is our full mirror here.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think this is the first time we've seen a full mirror from both teams.
So we can finally see this Mei matchup and see who could really take advantage of it more, and who's the better team at taking these engagements.
Yeah, you can see Otter Oxide just completely avoid the choke point just by going through Hotel there. Miraculous gets the first pick on the light through. First blood is drawn. So less healing, no speed, less healing for Hyperion as they look to push up. Looks like they trade it back onto Muzzy. Jumpy Optic coming up big with 2 kills. 2 crucial kills. Felix as well. Window just to seal the deal. That's a little bit of a BM.
It just seemed like Otter Oxide had a lot of trouble securing that kill on Stop and Things. You know, he was in no man's land out getting frozen in pretty much the middle of half their team. But Felix Penguin just able to keep him up the whole time. And now it looks like they're going to be in a little bit of an ult disadvantage as they had to invest a little bit into that fight. So Otter Oxide is going to be looking into this fight with the advantage here.
Yeah, true. Swifter's just at the Blizzard. He's going to drop it immediately. Both Reinhardts have the Shatter. We'll see if any of them decide to lay it down here. Oakley falls. Lysir gets pinned against the wall. So it is not
really
looking good for Hyperion.
Otter Oxide.
Yeah, there it is. The point is capped. 454 for a lot of 4s for Otter Oxide.
Yeah, you know, with
and
with
4
Hyperion,
there's just so many 4s going on.
With Hyperion here on this Zarya instead of the Diva, you know, they're losing a little bit of value. They can't, you know, eat the Blizzard, and they really, I don't even know if they knew the Blizzard was coming. They kind of all were stacked back in that corner, and they all got frozen. There's a really clean engage from Otter Oxide with the wall and the Blizzard there.
I tapped in the chat and I saw a cryptocurrency reference made. I would like that person banned immediately. Stuff and Things does get a fat shatter, able to take out Swifters off the back of it. So Bishop getting a little bit of the main tank differencing here, as Hyperion able to win the fight off the back of just a clean shatter from Stuff and Things. I believe they caught 5 or 6 there. Another big shatter from Hyperion. Oh wait, the Mei wall. This could be devastating. Stuff and Things is on the ground. This is Bishop's time to shatter. If any time is as good.
Oh! Big eat from Yellow Cello, but I mean, it still looks like it's in the advantage of Hyperion.
Yeah, that was a nice window from Felix, just allowing stuff to get a fire strike, take out Big Muzzy. So
yeah, and they're letting them get a little bit of a, you know, take some time to collect themselves before they walk in with all their ults here.
Oh, that shatter in the back line. It catches two, but Lysaru says, yeah, I will just drop a beat. You will not be able to touch my team today. Graviton surges out from Optic, the beat from Big Muzzy, but it doesn't connect with anyone in the show! Just barely. That bomb shatter, unable to get any value. Bishop is just... Who is winning this fight?
Yeah, it looks
it
like...
is so messy.
It looks like with stuff and things going down, it's probably going to go in the favor of Otter Oxide. That bomb really just stopped stuff and things from getting any value out of his shatter. You know, he had
you see
like
the
3
amp
people
speed
on the ground, but the bomb came down and he couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, there it is. Lysaru getting picked off. Just staggers coming out of here. Miraculous.
Oakley
I believe
using the high noon there, trying to kill that Reinhardt, but he couldn't manage to do it.
Oakley high noon. I think he might have tried to reload cancel, perhaps.
Yeah, looks like that's what he was trying to do, but he couldn't get the pick out on Reinhardt, and it loses all of its value immediately.
Yeah.
And he switches on and off McCree to make sure that 15 ult charge goes back to 0.
Indeed.
Unfortunate.
He can't live up to the guild, so he has to pretend he has a fresh swap. I understand. Nice window here from Jumpy. Take the aggression, the wall, just to kite it out for Hyperion. And the team is split right now. Tanks on one end, rest of the team on the other, but Oakley and the King come up big, just sandwiching the members of Otter Oxide that decide to capitalize on the split up team.
Yeah, you know, it looked like a bit of a misplay from Stuff and Things and Optic being over there on the side like that, but they kind of just baited the enemy tanks into feeding, as the rest of their team didn't really push up to secure those kills on the tanks. You know, it looked like they could have gotten an easy fight killing Stuff and Things and Optic, but they kind of just split up too much, and they gave Oakley and the King free reign to just kill their tanks.
Yeah, and you see the engagement here. Swifter's going aggressive into the backline with the Blizzard, but the King dropping one down of his own. Venn diagrams of Blizzard's on the point now. Miraculous gets one on to Oakley, but Hyperion gets 5 kills here. The Muzzy, the last one standing for Otter Oxide.
The King tired of his team dying to these Blizzards from Swifters, and he says, anything you can do, I can do better. And he gets half the team with it. With the Stuff and Things coming here and securing all the kills. And this next fight is looking like it's in the advantage of Hyperion as they come in with this grab.
Yeah, Muzzy is
Otter Oxide
very close to the beat. Not quite there yet, though. Bishop with the first draw of the fight, the shatter, the beat from Lysaru, just aid in the aggression, the beat as well. Oh, canceled by the shatter. Stuff and Things gets 5 on the ground yet again, taking out.
Yeah, it looked a little messy when they were unable to confirm that grab, but Stuff and Things just said he's bringing down the law, bringing down the hammer. He did not let them win that fight. And you know, it's definitely looking like Hyperion does have a chance here to hold this point, especially considering they got stuck there too. It is quite difficult to push this point, this third point.
Both teams low on ultimates. The Jumpy coming in here with the window for his team. Oakley with the high noon for his team. As there it is, the window is dropped from Jumpy. The high noon from Oakley, unable to get any value for either of these players, but a lot of space created. Felix Penguin dropping a window of his own, wall to kite it out for Otter Oxide, as just the fight continues to just go on. It's just never mind. Big Muzzy gets poop onto Felix Penguin, living up to the big part of his name. The Blizzard from the King, though, should be able to even things up as Muzzy and Cello are frozen up. Looks like they're only able to confirm the kill onto Muzzy. There is a May in your back line, Otter Oxide, and just like that,
smart play from Otter Oxide, honestly, trying to end that fight really quick so they could try and hopefully get 2 fights in here, but they don't have too much in terms of ults. They're gonna have to get a lot of value on this Blizzard here, but neither does Hyperion. At the same time, you know, they have this beat coming up, they have the shatter coming up. They're gonna have to think about like what they're going to do here to counter this Blizzard.
I think your best chance of countering this Blizzard is to beat it out. Lysaru does have the beat now. Engagement coming in. When will Swifters drop the... There it is. Oh, but Oakley channeling the high noon. No one was paying attention to him. Invisibility cloak is on. Looks like he has... there it is.
No, it's like Swifter's going to swap onto Reaper for this last fight here. They're going to be coming in with Shatter, High Noon, and Window, but they're up against a grab. It's going to be an uphill battle for Otter Oxide that's definitely still possible depending on how they take this engagement.
Oh, the grab here catches up both tanks. The lamp unable to save the mech. The shatter though does get Optic. Bishop able to confirm the kill with the pin. Miraculous gets two with the dude. Miraculous. Oh, living up to his name once again, getting 3 in that fight. This is Otter Oxide's last chance. They want to complete a 3-0 here. Optic coming out here on the D.Va. Touch!
Looks like Hyperion's able to touch. They can come out here with this Blizzard and potentially turn this fight.
Yeah, they are going to have to be watching out for the Mei here as the Mei. You see the Mei coming out on the respawn. Will he be able to touch? No one's able to touch! Otter Oxide!
With the 3-0.
Oh, nice clean 3-0. Just barely unable to touch his Hyperion. They had the Blizzard and everything. But man, Miraculous more times than not had the invisibility cloak. Man tapped into the Deathly Hollows, decided I want to take 2 of their items today and win a game of Overwatch with it.
It definitely looked like it was in Hyperion's favor there at the end, but it's just a really messy fight and getting picks on them that really didn't need to happen. And unfortunately for them, they just didn't have the ults at the time to really take that fight when they wanted to, and they had to try and take like a really messy engage at the very end.
Yeah, it was very messy. It did not look good. Didn't Hyperion just barely though missing out on King's Row, which does mean Otter Oxide will keep their undefeated map streak for the time being. We'll see if they're able to keep that up next week. And yeah, just Epic King's Row coming out. And on that topic with Epic, we have an Epic interview on the other side of this break. So don't go anywhere if you want to hear some amazing words from Otter Oxide. Yo, what's up, guys? We're back. We got Swifters and Big Muzzy here from Otter Oxide. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, friends. How's it going?
Yeah, going good.
Good.
Yeah, you guys had a clean win. You guys had a clean win today against Hyperion. Nice 3-0 to keep your undefeated map streak going here in stage 2 of Owlet. But it wasn't without its hiccups. Muzzy, I want to ask you something. On your defense on Rialto, again, you were shattered, and you had beats. You got stuck with a
that one
pulse
hurt.
bomb, but you beat it anyway.
Yep. That one hurt. That
As
was a
a
frustrating
fellow
one.
Lucio
Ajax,
player,
I love.
that was painful to watch. That was indeed an Ajax and a half.
Many expletives were had at that one. Never always frustrating to get caught before the beat lands.
Indeed, I agree. Definitely, definitely
But
painful.
we fought back and we took the map. So always
and,
happy. It's the result that matters.
Definitely.
and whenever there's one Ajax, there's always another. So I had to repay the favor, and I caused an Ajax for the other Lucio. So it's all you always
did
gotta make
indeed.
sure.
Of course.
So I had a question for Swifters. So how did
Yeah,
you
that's
feel going through like these maps? It's not the most important game, but Otter Oxide has a reputation to withhold with their 3-0s this season, and you guys are continuing on that. Did you feel pressured to do extremely well, or how are you feeling today?
See, here's the thing. I was just notified of their 3-0 map streak like 2 minutes ago when you guys first started talking about it. So I had no idea. All right. I'm just out here, trying not to throw as hard as possible. All right. I get into this
Aren't we
VC. They
all?
got like 12-page documents of like comps and stuff, and I'm like, dang, that's I gotta actually like play well. Like I can't throw.
Yeah,
Like I
Swifters
can't
is
just
now
pick
part of the
Doomfist.
legend.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can't just pick like Doomfist or Genji and feed. Like I actually have to like try.
Unlucky.
So I thought
Unlucky.
this was gonna be a scrim. I was just trying to like get something in while my team was on an off day. I haven't played a lot of Overwatch this week, but being a part of this, like I get to say like, hey, I helped. So
Yeah, yeah, you are the ringer, and we did bring you in for the interview because you did perform admirably today. You had a lot of clutch moments, especially on, like Death Blossom just being in the other team's back line, wreaking havoc. So
yeah, he
just
is my
great
favorite
performance.
character. He does come in
Yeah.
from the side, does lots of damage.
Yeah, there
That
was
is
lots of
true.
times where it looked like Hyperion had the advantage, and then you and Miraculous are just like, we're pressing our Q buttons and killing half the team each. Sorry, Hyperion.
Yeah.
I mean, we were able to have Swifter step in for, with Hawk not being here today, and just really, we didn't miss a beat. Swifter's stepped into some pretty big shoes today, and Marak's popping off like always. So, kind of business as usual for the most part. But we're just looking forward to the next map or the next game, to be honest.
Yeah. And just out of personal curiosity, Swifters, I know you are a ringer. You mentioned you are on a team. Any other? What do you guys do?
Oh, my team. We throw in 3.9 to 3.8 scrims, 3 days a week.
Any leagues?
Yeah, I play in League 0, so funny draft league, Pepe. But prior to that, I'm pretty sure. Now, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I did try to play an Owlet like season 1 back in 2019. I was under the name Large Lamprey at the time. 2.7 Faro one trick, but after 2 years, I learned how to play other characters. So.
I too know a Pharaoh one trick, and
yeah, we're pretty funny.
An interesting
people.
experience for sure.
All right. Any other questions you guys have for us? Or this is my first time doing an interview after a game. I'm normally a bench player.
I think that'll be all for us unless you have any other questions left, Mustard. I'm fresh out.
I think I'm good. I know. I believe you do have a League 0 match this weekend. So
I do.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, maybe one day I'll cash your League 0 game.
As
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our coaches. Saber, Crit, Pulse. I mean, they help prepare us immensely for all these games. They make sure that we don't lose focus, throughout the week, throughout the scrims, always keeping the eye on the prize. And, without them, we would be maybe 0-9 right now. So
yeah,
really give them all the credit.
100 emoji. I got you.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
All right. Well, Otter Oxide, good luck next week in your match versus Team Graululu. That's looking like a contested matchup here now. With your 3-0 record this whole season, maybe we can finally see a team take down Graululu.
Yeah, I mean, we've got McNewby coming back for that one, so he spent an entire week fighting sharks, so I think we'll be prepared for Graululu.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, I believe.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, do it. Woo.
Woo. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to say to the fans, this should be it from us here. The other match is still going. The other match that is currently airing today, which is Los Beefers against Crusaders. Any chance we have a score update on that one?
Yeah, make sure you go check it out. Right now it is 2-1 in the favor of Beefers. Crusaders holding second point of Volskaya right now. Sorry, Crusaders pushing second point of Volskaya right now. Definitely
a good match to watch. Considering this one's all wrapped up, go send them over some love. That'll be all from us here on this production booth. Thanks Big Muzzy and Swifters for coming on. I'm Mustard. With me was Solar, Silent Marine. Amazing production as usual. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you guys next time.
Adios.
Wu-Tang.